Rush and Kiss toured a lot together in the 1970s with Rush as an opening act. And during that time, the two bands forged a tight relationship with one another. And they also learned a lot about the music business through association. I want you to listen to some things that Neil Peart observed about Kiss after getting to know them quite well on the road. Here's Neil Peart talking about Kiss.
We were an opening act for so long, and we had a really good relationship with the guys in Kiss and their crew. And we opened for Aerosmith like 40 times and never got a sound check because we were an opening act, and then we'd start headlining small halls and still be opening shows, in between. So we had that mixed bag for a long time, which really contributed to our balance, I think. We learned a lot about character studies from watching other people.
You were on the road with Aerosmith and Kiss when they were really partying.
Oh,
madness.
Oh, casualties. I mean, Kiss were always a perfectly focused corporation. And in those days, I saw Gene Simmons' notebook of all the costumes for Kiss from their high school days. And him and Paul knew exactly what they were doing and how they were going to do it. For the softer-hearted ones, like Ace and Peter, they couldn't play that role with that same cynicism, and they became damaged by it.
What he's saying there is that Kiss, the machine, the business side of Kiss, was so harsh and so unrelenting that Peter Criss and Ace Frehley were unable to live up to the role that was expected of them, and more so that this role involved a great degree of cynicism. And what he means by saying cynicism is that they understand that money comes first and that self-expression and rock and roll and being true to yourself, that comes second. What really matters is the bottom line of profit, and this is what drives any successful corporation. And Neil Peart is suggesting here that it was the demands of Kiss, the business side of Kiss, that really got to Peter Criss and Ace Frehley. Now, if this is the case, this changes the general idea that their drug and alcohol problems were so bad that they couldn't keep up with their obligations. And yet there are people out there, such as Eddie Kramer, the famous producer and engineer who worked very closely with Kiss, who would call Ace Frehley the soul of the band. And there's good reason to suggest that the original four members of Kiss are what created the signature sound and what really cemented them in the public eye, so that the two members, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, were indispensable to the band's early sound. What Neil Peart is suggesting here is that honest expression that they offered to the band was simply traded on, and in the end they were both semi-destroyed by the experience. And I think that Peter Criss and Ace Frehley might go along with that perspective to some extent, but I also think they would say that being in Kiss was an incredibly positive experience for them and that they're proud of the work that they did there. What I want to know from you is how you feel about what Neil Peart said here. Do you think that Peter Criss and Ace Frehley were victims of Kiss, the money-making machine, or do you think that they came into the band with certain personal issues and problems that would have existed even if they hadn't been part of Kiss? My feeling is that both Peter Criss and Ace Frehley had personal issues prior to joining Kiss, but I don't think being in Kiss did them any good in regard to dealing with those personal issues. This is what I think, but what really matters is what you think. So if you have an idea about this or any other topic connected to classic or contemporary music, please drop it in the section below, and remember to like and subscribe. Also check out the join button that's available now. If you become a channel member, you'll gain access to members only badges, polls, videos, and other cool perks you'll see when you click on the button. You can also help out the channel by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee link, going to the Buy Me a Coffee site, and leaving a donation. Every little bit helps this channel stay strong. Thanks a lot.